Hopefully this is working. Welcome to Fiber Dragon Live episode 14. This is my Stitch With Me, where I will be working on, I'm using like a whole new system to try and get the music that I was hoping for earlier, so fingers crossed that this is working. But anyway, I am working on Curiosity today. The artwork is by Amy Brown. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is as far as I've gotten so far, and I'm mostly working up in the fairy for the next little while here. I'm doing this on 28 count even weave. I'm doing 1/1 full cross in the called for DMC. And today's music is going to be provided by Melodies for the Heart. I put a link down in the description for you if that's something you're going to enjoy. And fingers crossed everything works. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get started. The numbers for today, I'm starting at 62,791 stitches complete. That is out of 177,189. So that puts me at a total of 35.44%. And yeah, I will be working on, my goal is 250 stitches a day. Sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. I don't usually make it on stream, at least not with this piece. I'm starting my stitching today with the color 3371, which is a dark chocolate brown. And let's get our ambiance going. Okay, and hopefully you can hear that and it's not echoing. And let's get stitching. I'm excited today to get stitching. I haven't worked on this piece all weekend because I started rotating my pieces. So I'm actually really looking forward to stitching this today. Ooh, I'm gonna have to move the camera though. That's not gonna work. There we go. Hopefully that'll do it. I don't know why I put that so far away. So I worked this weekend on my other two pieces, Mermaid by Lena Ova and Friends by Lisbeth Gottschall. And yeah, I put in 250 stitches on Mermaid and I was like, okay, I'm done. And then I did more on Friends, but it was very unclear because I was kind of in a weird spot where I didn't have an easy way to track. But this morning I was feeling motivated and I counted all the stitches in my Friends piece. I worked out how many I had done already and I figured out my percentages. So I will have that for when I work on it on Wednesday, which is cool. I'm excited for that. And today I have some coffee here with me, and I got some ice water, and it's just so, the kitten loves ice. It's very funny. So anytime anyone uses the ice maker, he will come running from wherever he is in the house, and he'll put his little paws up on the refrigerator begging for an ice cube. And it's just so cute. So if a big ice cube falls out on the floor or whatever, I'll put that in his water bowl and he'll mess with it in there. But if it's just a small little piece, I'll just send it across the floor, and he'll chase it like a maniac. He was making me laugh this morning because it went under an ottoman and he was stalking it, and he squeezed it. It was just so cute. He squeezed himself into a tiny little space to knock it out of the ottoman. And in his little, you could just see it in his little cat brain. It was like, it's escaping. So he went running after it. It was so cute. I don't know if he loves ice cubes so much because we live somewhere fairly warm. So, just I accidentally marked a stitch I did not do. So, and you know, he's not a long-haired cat, but he is a medium long hair. And so I just wonder if he gets a little too toasty sometimes. It is another beautiful day here. Very comfortable temperature. The sun is out. Just very pleasant. And I have to run some errands after this, so I'm looking forward to that. Not running errands, don't get me wrong. I am not looking forward to running errands. But I am looking forward to getting out and about. I don't know what was happening yesterday. I was trying to stitch on Friends, which is a bigger, stitch count. It's 20 count and it's 3/2, and I was struggling. I kept putting stitches in the wrong spot. I don't know if it was because I was tired or not focused. I haven't had that issue with that piece before. So it surprised me. So I was watching Slow Stitch Yogi, and I ended up just putting my piece down and just watching the stream, which normally drives me nuts because when I see somebody stitching like that, I want to stitch too. But not yesterday. Yesterday I was done. I did get my stitches in though. So right now I'm putting in some shading in her skirt with this dark brown. And it is next to some black stitches, so I'm sure in really good lighting you could tell them apart. But just where I am right now, I can't really tell the difference. But that's okay. You never know. Someday, hundreds of years from now, it'll be hanging in a gallery and someone will say, "Isn't it beautiful, all the different colors?" No, that's not true. Kind of fun to think about though, isn't it? Because, they found all those well, they haven't found, but there's all those samplers of the younger girls from hundreds of years ago. I wonder if they thought they would ever be cross-stitch famous. Probably not. Maybe though, you never know. Got my doggo snoring beside me. The other one might come in a little bit. Been watching some floss tubers who've been talking about floss tube frenzy, which was an idea that the Alchemist Stitcher came up with based on a game by Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and it's really seems to be catching storm, at least with the floss tubers that I watch. Several people are doing it, which is fun. I love the idea. I just don't have enough pieces, I don't think. And if I did number of stitches, I feel like I would just be putting way too much pressure on myself. So I will enjoy other people playing that game. I think it's a lot of fun and a great idea. And if I was one of those folks that had lots of whips, I would definitely be doing it. I keep listening to people talk about the Heaven and Earth Designs SAL that's coming up for next year. It'll be their 2026 SAL. And I've been interested to hear several people's opinions on why they are doing it or why they are not doing it. It has been really interesting. One of the main things that I've heard, and feel free if you've heard something different to let me know, but a lot of people are joining it. It seems like just to get the Amy Stewart exclusive pattern. Which hasn't been released. Nobody knows what it's going to be. But there is that fear of missing out of, oh, well, what if I really love it? And then there's also the talk, several of the patterns available for the SAL are AI generated. And how people feel about that. I think I will, if I'm going to purchase a pattern, I think I want it to be original artwork and not AI generated. Just because of some of the moral complications with AI artwork. Doesn't seem to want to focus today, which is interesting. So sorry about that. But I do know there are also artists that are creating art and then using AI to augment their art. You know, kind of get with the times. This is the direction that we're moving in. So I have to wonder if there's going to be much artwork out there anymore that is not at least influenced or enhanced by AI. I'm not really sure, and I don't know how I feel about that. I know as someone, I worked backstage, but I worked in the theater industry, and the thought of having AI generated actors and voices and things like that is troublesome. Look, I'm not a mathematician or anything. I don't mind AI doing my math or, you know, things like that. But for creative endeavors, it seems odd. It seems counterintuitive. Like, why would we have AI create arts? Maybe I'm holding art too precious. I don't really know. I don't know what the answer is to this. I know it's a hot debate, a hot topic. And you know, I've played Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder, and we've used AI art for our characters. So there is a convenience to it. There's, you know, so I don't really have a good answer. Oh no, I went too far. Oh well. Oh no, I didn't. Oh. You know what? I'm going rogue. I'm just doing what feels natural. We're just going with it. I was going to try and fill in the block. But this is what we're doing. Just felt natural to keep going this way, so I did. And then how far does it go, right? Like, are we going to have AI sports games? Like, could you imagine AI football, European or American? AI tennis? Like, what's is this? I can hear, oh, well, that's, you know, then it's just programming. It's not, it's taking the unpredictability away from the game. But, I mean, technically, since the only way AI can make art is by using references of inputted art, could it ever truly create something new? I don't know. I don't know the answer. And if it were a sports game, That doesn't sound fun to watch. Because the outcome would have to be predetermined, wouldn't it? I don't know. There's a lot of stitches filled in here that it... Oh, it's not a lot. I see it's just one. I probably forgot to mark it at some point. And just like that, it's mostly filled in there. That's so nice. Isn't that nice? In the picture, it doesn't seem like there's this much dark. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm just crazy. Trusting the process. Okay. So now I have to flit around a little bit, so I definitely will not get lost. I will definitely be putting the stitches in the right spot. I'm already thinking about the next piece that I want to do and how I want to do it. I've been thinking that I really want to give the typewriter method a try on it. I think it will be a good piece for that. It lends itself, the design of it, to it. Holy parked threads, though. We'll have to see how long that lasts. But I think because of the nature of it, I want to do Dragons of the Sabbat, and I know that there are several people that are doing that piece, but I personally want to do it. I have been very, very tempted by the pattern Portals. Surely you've heard of it. And I would have bought it in a heartbeat, except for that price tag is a little bit, makes me hesitate just a little bit. makes me go, do I like it that much? Hmm. So this area up here is like the top of her shirt, I guess. I had originally thought it was skin, and then I was putting all these oranges and stuff in, and I'm like, what is happening right now? But the top of her bodice has like some flouncy bits like down here up on top too. So she's very fancy. She's a very fancy fairy. This particular I'm hoping it's gonna switch up a little bit here. This music that I'm hoping you can hear, and I'm not just talking about nothing. As I tend to do. Through the whole thing. Okay then. Oh boy. Maybe this one? 2 minutes and 40, that's not gonna work. That's interesting. Hang on, sorry. There, we'll switch it up a little bit. Same artist, Melodies for the Heart. I'm making right now might be our hair. Maybe? Question mark? Maybe not. No idea. It'll all become clear eventually. Now where am I going? Here. Yep. Okay. Back into the skirt. Okay, get ready for some creaking. I'm moving my chair. Gotta sit up just a little bit more. Doesn't want to. That's it. That's as much as I can sit up right now. Interesting. Hey, needle, get back here. Nope, that is not the correct spot. That would have been very incorrect. So yeah, what I'm thinking is with the typewriter method, I won't have any of these little holes to fill in. And I think it will be slower at first just because I'm not used to that method. And I'm genuinely thinking about trying to do it actually line by line. But I don't know because the fabric's not gridded. And the first line, I'm pretty sure across the entire piece is 310, which is black, all the way across. So like, do I grid it just so that first line, I know where I'm going? I've never gridded anything before. Ever. So I was looking it up. My understanding is don't use pencil. Try and get water soluble ink, I guess. But I think maybe just to get the piece started, it might be a good idea. And there's a lot of black on that piece, a lot. So part of me also wonders, well, first of all, I think I need to get a cone of 310 so that it doesn't change shades partway through. And then I don't know. It's just So I'm gonna try it, but I have to finish one of these pieces first. My guess will be it will be friends. But they're all kind of at about the same percentage complete now. Not exactly the same, but close. Obviously, friends will get done faster just because there's fewer stitches than this one. But I do want to finish one piece before I start that one. And I think I chose, because of what they had in stock and everything, I think I chose 28 count fabric for that one too. So that means I'd have 3 pieces on 28 count fabric, 1/1 full cross. So, But you know what? They all have different vibes, that's for sure. I'll have to double check that fabric though, because I feel like it was 28 count, but it may have been 25. I do remember talking, I would only be able to leave, because I've been leaving 3-inch margins on everything. I would have to leave a 2-inch margin, otherwise I wouldn't have enough space to do the whole piece. But I really do enjoy having clear space to stitch. I think my stitching is neater when I do that. It might not be. That might be might not be real. I did not have my regularly scheduled D&D game last night, so no shenanigans to chat about with that today. I was gonna say, I think I'm supposed to have one on Monday, but I don't remember for sure. Oh wait, today is Monday. Wait a minute. I think I'm supposed to have one tonight. And somebody's gonna mow their lawn. What? It's November. We do not need to be mowing our lawns. Apparently, people disagree with me. That is one thing I definitely miss about living in a very rural, secluded area, was there was just no sound. I mean, so when you were outside, you could definitely hear traffic still, even though, so there was kind of like quote unquote the main road that had some traffic, but you could hear traffic from much further away. It was bouncing off, because I lived in the mountains, it was bouncing off the canyon walls. So you could hear that when you were outside. But for the most part, like, even that was fairly faint. And I was just so quiet and peaceful all the time, and I miss that. But one thing I do love about not living rural, it sure is faster to get anywhere. To go literally anywhere. I can go somewhere in like 5 minutes as opposed to the closest place being half an hour away. So that's nice. You know, there's some things that I want to go visit that are still far away. I really like to go to a botanical garden. That is 45 minutes away. But where I lived before, the closest botanical garden was an hour, so I shaved some time off of that. And yeah. Oh my gosh, it is so noisy here right now. I'm getting low on this thread. I should be thinking about ending it. But I don't want to. It's been so nice to have so many stitches. That's one thing I think I might struggle with the typewriter method a little bit is, especially once you get into the area of the dragons, you're not going to have a run of stitches. It'll just be a stitch, put it down, a stitch, put it down. However, once you get into the 310 areas, it will be very zoomy. So I want to give it a try. If I end up changing methods, it's fine. At least I can say I tried. And I know like some people do the typewriter in a 10 by 10 block. I think I mentioned this already. What am I doing? I really think I'll just go line by line. And I'm saying all this like these plans are coming up anytime soon. I think I'm just excited to start the piece. I really do want to start it. I just worry that 4 is going to be too many. I'm going to feel like I'm not getting any work done on any of the pieces, which I do not want that feeling. I want to feel like I'm making progress on the pieces that I have going. Okay, color changes. Because I don't like the guilty feeling of it sitting there looking at me sad. All right, we are going with 902. A burgundy wine color. Oh, I had a girls' night. We did not have red wine, but saying wine reminded me of it because we did have some. We had a soup and movie night. And I made that fresh bread that I was talking about. So let me say, I have made bread before. I have. And it came out fine. So I'm not sure what I was thinking, but I was very closely following the instructions. And the instructions said, add a certain amount of, or the recipe, that's instructions, but anyway, said add a certain amount of water. And I don't know what I was thinking. I just dumped all the water in at once. So, I had a big pasty, puddly mess. I don't know what it was. You got to slowly add the water and get it to the right consistency. And so yeah, I had to add more flour because I didn't have enough flour to start over. I would have had to run to the store And I made it at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I did not, I think maybe the store is open. I did not feel like running to the store. So I just started adding more flour until it got to the right consistency. Now I will tell you this, I did make a loaf of bread. It was edible. It is, because there's still a little bit left. It's almost gone. Very dense. It is a thick piece of bread. So, it was fine. It was okay, but I would say don't, if you're gonna make some Dutch oven bread, slowly add the water. Don't dump it all in at once. Tips from me to you. Now, do I want to go? What have we got? Where am I going after this? Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Gonna snip the tail. And I've always been a very unconfident, a very not hesitant, just I don't know. I have zero confidence when I'm making food, and I don't know why. So I tend to not enjoy cooking very much. And I can make some good things. I have a couple of good things that I consider like I can make consistently pretty yummy. But I do not have confidence when I cook at all. And I think sometimes that means that I'm so focused on following the instructions on how to do something that I'm not really paying attention to the food and what's happening with the food. So, yeah. I've never been... And look, I love to eat, and I love good tasting food, although I can also eat, I'm fine with bland food, probably because that's what I make all the time. But I just, I don't like to make it. I envision myself being a really good cook. You know, the people that, they just go in the kitchen and they cook with love and everything is just, I don't know. Like the pioneer woman or something, you know? That's who I am in my head. That is not what actually happens, just so you know. So, needless to say, I was proud that it was actually edible. It did come out as a loaf of bread. I think next time I do it, I will add the water slower, first of all. And second of all, I want to try it as sourdough instead of just like a white bread. I think I personally would enjoy that more. Just because with the home style breads, usually the slice you cut is so thick. Even if it's not dense, it's just a thick slice of bread, right? So, yeah. And I made some bread up in the mountains and it was okay. It was probably still a little dense. But I just always equated that to, you know, everything's harder in the mountains. It's just harder to cook anything at high altitude. And I used to always blame my poor cooking on that, but apparently that wasn't the issue. Apparently, the issue was me. Uh-oh. Is there? Okay, there. No. What's happening here? Oh, I see. There it is. I was trying to put it in the wrong spot. But I found it. So, if you've had any baking catastrophes or cooking catastrophes, feel free to tell me about them and help me feel like I'm not alone out there and just being a terrible cook all by myself. Of course, you don't have to, but yeah. I would love to hear it just so that I know I'm not alone. I try, I really try. Just didn't pan out. Okay, I'm still going to continue this color, but because there's a long jump, just going to end the thread right now. And figure out where I'm going next. I think I'm going to start here and I'm going to go. Okay. I think it's this little cluster. I think, but I do know it's that little cluster. Perhaps I lack a bit of confidence in a lot of my... I do know what I'm doing sometimes, I promise, even if it sounds like I don't. Maybe that's my personality a little bit, as I tend to be more questioning and doubtful than I actually feel. Maybe? I'm literally doing it right now. I don't know. It's fine. Okay, now... Oh look, that tail almost completely popped out of existence. But I got it. Now we're gonna zoom up here. I'll sneak up and grab this stitch. Although I should check and see if there's more. There's not. Okay. Grab this stitch that's at the top of the page. And just like hear the snoring and there's noise everywhere and oh my gosh. Okay. Let me... Hold on one second. So I went and kind of shut the door a little bit. And then my dog immediately opened it. So, you know, it's fine. Oh no, that's definitely worse. Oh. Sorry. Anyway. My animals definitely do not believe in having shut doors. For any reason. The door to outside is fine, but any doors within the house should obviously be open at all times. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got a little while ago, I was talking about wanting to get the book Culpability from the library, but it was checked out as an audiobook, and it came in, and I have it, so I want to start listening to it today. I don't remember who the author is off the top of my head, but the book, speaking about AI, right? This is probably why it's on my brain. Well, and all the controversy of it with stitching. But anyway, it's about, I guess, an AI-driven car, and there's a family in it, I think. I don't know. Anyway, somebody's in the car, and there's an accident, and I think somebody dies. There's a big, I don't know if I could say that. There's a big accident, and there's trouble with it in the car accident in the book. And who is responsible for that? And the aftermath of that and what happened. So I may come away from this even more freaked out. We'll find out. Hopefully you know what? Hopefully the person that reads it is real. Is a voice actor, whatever, and not AI. I didn't even think of that. And yeah, I'll have to let you know what I think. Hopefully I am good about it and don't get distracted by other things and listen to the book before it's due, because that's the downside of audiobooks, is once they're due, they're just returned. You don't have the option to keep them longer. You can check them out again if nobody's waiting for it, but they just go back. No renewing, which I understand, but so I've got to get crack-a-lackin' on that book because it'll be due soon. And there's some books, I think you get them for 2 weeks. There's some books, like I listened to, what was it? It was one of Stephen King's books. It was not The Dark Tower. It was, oh no, I can't remember now. Anyway, it was one of his fantasy ones where it was about a boy that would like go off into this other world. He went down into the basement and there was this whole other world. That book was so long. There would have been no way I could have finished it in 2 weeks. I would have had to check that book out so many times. to finish it. So I don't know how I feel about audiobooks being 2 weeks. But I also understand, like, you have to give, I already put that stitch in, people another chance to listen to it. And they only get, you know, 1 copy. So where's this stitch? It is this one. Okay. So I understand why. I don't know. It's all so complicated. It's all so complicated. All right, I'm gonna do these 3. Going rogue, breaking off the page. Okay, that is not the last stitch, but it's last in the area, so let's do the shuffle. We'll shuffle over to a different area. Maybe. Pin it and snip it. It's more than one, but I'll just get that tail out of the way. I think she's really starting to emerge. We're getting some good but we are at that stage where it's like, oh, now I'm just waiting to get to the end of the page. I see what I'm working on now in this area, and I'm ready to move on to the next area. But it's going to be several more sessions before that happens. And that's okay. I'm trying to be cool. I'm being cool, and it'll get done when it gets done. There's not a time limit. There's not a rush. Just going to enjoy working on it. See, it does tell me. Okay, I was trying to figure out, because it's an all new system that I'm using, where all the bits are, and I was like, oh no, it doesn't tell me how long I've been going. I found it. It does. Coming to the end of this color now. Well, the end of this thread anyway. Probably get a few more. I should pin it. Or, yeah, I should pin it. Okay. Back to 3371 just because of the way I did things before, but that's okay. And this is the little area that I was like, oh, I missed some stitches, but I was just going with the flow. I'm still glad I did. I think it was the right choice. Get in there. Go to your home. What are you doing? What's that weird noise? thread is very long because it was at the end of the entire thread. And it was either cut it in half and have two pieces that were too short, or leave it long and just have one that was a little bit too long. And of course, I had to do it 6 times because there's 6 threads wrapped up in it. But that's okay. I guess it's better than having 12 that are too short, in my personal opinion. Because nothing's worse than like getting into the swing of it and moving and then being, gotta stop. Ran out of thread. My kids are going to be going on fall break soon. So I'm hoping that won't affect me getting to stream my stitching. But if it is just absolute chaos, maybe I can just, I don't know, mute my mic and just play music. And then if anybody pops into the chat, just unmute, because I love them and they're the cutest, sweetest things in the whole world. They are chaos, and they are not very loud kids, I've come to find, but they are loud to me. So they're not loud in general. They're actually really kind of quiet, but I'm a very quiet person. So just comparatively speaking, they're loud. And if they're playing video games in here, then the video games are loud. And I don't want to, well, they both do. We'll play a war game, so there's lots of shooting, which I hate listening to. I don't know about you. Or they'll play a car driving game, so it's just very noisy. And then if they're playing with friends, it's loud because they're talking to their friends. And I love being in that space with them when they're having fun and stuff, but sometimes I just have to put on my headphones because it is just so much audio input. That I will blame on living in the mountains, is it being actually quiet is one of my favorite things. Because it's not very often in life that it's actually quiet. Like, you'll think it's quiet, and then the power will go out. And you'll realize, oh my gosh, it was not quiet. There's just this humming and this noise all the time. What am I doing? I obviously went rogue. Oh, I see. Okay. I had done stitches coming up before from someone. I don't know when, I don't know why, but I did. I must have had it in the bottom of her skirt somewhere. It was just easier to flow across the bottom. love it when it all starts to really look like something. Oh no. I also think about that other piece that I want to get started, which probably won't even be until next year, but like, how exciting is that going to be? Streaming me just stitching across in a straight line. But you've got to start somewhere, right? And I want to stitch, and a lot of times you see these people, they've been working on something for so long and they're so far, and it's almost inconceivable how we start them. And it's not very exciting when you start a piece. It looks like nothing usually. Often you're in the background. Like, it's, unless you're doing samplers, it's just not, it's exciting to start them, but there's not much to see. And I don't know, that's the reality of cross stitch, I guess. I really hope this is in the right spot. It is. Oh no. Keep dropping the needle today. Keep getting it, my hand caught on the thread on the back side. Probably because it's an insanely long piece of thread. But that's okay. I got this. You've got this. We are master stitchers. Oh, not check. Not number one. Oh. I'll count it. It was, but because I couldn't pull it through, but it wasn't actually a knot. It was just kind of wrapped around itself a little bit. Thank goodness nobody wants a real knot. Oh, that yarn I was telling you about, that was a big, giant, messy knot. I did get it detangled. I did get it wound up into a ball. Whew. I tell ya. Said never again. If you do that again, we're throwing it out. We wouldn't. But I do not want to have to wind another ball like that. It is not fun. I'm switching it up. I'm going rogue again. I was gonna work my way down the column, but there's a tiny bit of blank space right in here, and I want to fill in these threads and then pull the thread over. Instead of having to worry about ending the thread, another time. And I am sure this method of stitching has a name that I'm doing. I guess maybe it's cross country, but I always decide what my next color is going to be based on filling in a column. So I don't just pick a color that I feel like doing. I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is. And I have switched and tried different methods on this piece, but for whatever reason, so when I'm in the leaves, I do have to switch it up. I have to try to color complete. Otherwise I go nuts pulling out threads every 2 seconds. But when I'm in the dragon and when I'm in the fairy, I will just kind of stitch out a thread and then move to the next color. So if you know what this technique is called, feel free to let me know, because I would be interested in knowing. I'm not sure there is such a thing as a new style of stitching. I guess I shouldn't say that, but I feel like it's probably all been done before. But what do I know? Did I do that one? Yes, I did. Okay, now we can continue down the column. Until I decide not to anymore. So here's like, I think this is her skirt, but here's the top of her knee coming in. So that's cool. We have one leg in for the most part. It's got a couple little bits and bobbles in the tights left down here. But that leg is mostly done, but this one, oh, there's one, not number 2. I was doing so good. And now here they come. Getting close to the end of the stream, gonna start knotting it up. One stitch over here that seems to be coming undone, which I am not a fan of, and I don't know why. I may have to pull that one out and just redo it. Cross that bridge when I get a little closer to it, I think. Okay. How am I gonna do this? have to pull that whole color out just for that single stitch to redo it, but maybe I'll just stitch over it so that way it's kind of got a little bit more heft. I don't know what happened to that stitch. I cut the thread incorrectly, apparently. One way or another. I had that thread on the bottom of my coffee cup. Perfect. Classy. So classy. Okay, here we go. I think the best one. Don't you dare. Not number 3. Oh my gosh. How dare you, little thread? How dare you? I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna have just a few stitches left and not enough thread, but that's okay. working on the shadowing of something, just I'm not entirely sure what. It's gotta be her skirt. I don't see it yet though. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little finagling. For some reason, these stitches right above, right up here, are like all coming out. I don't know what's happening. The back doesn't look like there's any issues. It's very strange. Not experienced that anywhere else on the piece, so I'm unsure what's happening there. Okay, now I have to go back down and drag it because there's a little blip, a little empty space, nothing crazy. Where am I? No, really, where am I? I did. Oh no. There's a stitch that's off. I put it in the wrong spot. I guess we'll see if I can fudge it later. Oh no, I didn't. What am I doing? Wait, what? Got 1, 1, 2, 3. I did put it in the wrong spot. Sorry for the creaking. I don't know if I should apologize for that. Like, sometimes I just have to move, you know, my chair. I just have to move a little bit. Why is my chair so creaky? I don't know. It's a creaky chair. It's got lots to say. That one stitch hasn't, I didn't count any other stitches off of it. I guess we'll find out. I do have to change some things real quick, or else I will get very confused. Okay. Switch some things around. It'll be fine. Nobody will be any the wiser. To end the thread. It says I have 30. Oh, I see where the rest of them are. Ah, phooey. Well, that's okay. Because the rest of them, I've got a few like right up in here, and then the rest of them are all going to be up here. But if I try and squeak out, I don't think I'll be able to get them all with this one, and then I'll just have a single stitch. Should I try it? Should I go for it? Play some thread chicken today? Why not? I don't think I'm gonna have enough. It's just a feeling. Prove me wrong, thread. Definitely don't want any areas like this one where it's all just coming undone. I'm so frustrated. Why? Why are you doing that? I'll fix that off stream because that'll drive me nuts, especially because I'm over here working in the area. to it. I have, in this area, 4 more stitches to go. It's gonna be close. Will I be defeated by thread chicken? Here's 1. Trying to be very conscious of not pulling them too tight too, because that never looks good. Oh, just kidding, I had less. There's 2. Oh no, I didn't. I'm just saying words now. I'm nervous. Ooh, see, I definitely would have ended the thread by now normally. That's 3, I have 1 more. Oh no. Don't come unthreaded. Okay, we're gonna put the eye of the needle through. Maybe. Poke it through. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough to pin it. Oh, I do. Don't close the hole. I did it! Thread chicken victory. You will not defeat me today, thread. Dun 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 dun. Pow. Beautiful. Now when I do that, color it again, and it'll just be up here. Now what color am I doing? One, 5, 9. Switching it up for this last thread change. It's a light blue. It doesn't want to come out to play. Oh my, that's too short. Nah. We'll use that when we come across, like, it's long enough to keep, but it's too short for this run. Okay. Moving into the bodice. No, I do not want to pin the tail. There we go. Pin the tail on the fairy. No, 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 no. going to snip this tail. Okay, all right. I don't think we'll get very far with this color run, just based on how much time I have left. But we'll get a couple in. Ooh, it's a little hard to see. Uh-oh. Not quite air stitching, but it's thinking about it. I need some bright sunshine to come through the window for just a little bit. No, it makes more sense to go this way. Do this one. I was like, oh, it sure looks like there's an empty stitch diagonal to it. There is. There's supposed to be. We're good. We're good. Ooh, these are a little bit tougher than I was anticipating. No, knockout right at the end. What is that for? Oh my gracious. No. Boy, I did so good at the beginning and then really just caught up with them all at the end, didn't I? Okay, I'm going to put in 3 more stitches and then we're going to call it a day. I just got another one. Not count 5? What is happening? I'm guessing I will have to put in some more work into this evening, but hopefully not too much. We'll look at the numbers here in a second. I think I only did 3 colors today, so I think that's pretty. I should have a pretty decent amount of stitches, I think, because I didn't have to keep changing. Okay, we'll mark those off. And that's where I'm going to end it for today. Hold that up for you, see how we're doing. Look at that. Oh, she's so cute. All right, let's look at the numbers. So I am now, I I'm now at 63,022 stitches complete. Look at that. Amazing. That puts me at 35.57% complete. And I did 232 stitches today. So I got really close to my goal today, which is amazing. It's amazing what you can do when you don't have to change colors all the time. So yeah, I got a lot of good work on her done. I only have to put in, what, 48 more stitches? No. Not 48. Oh no. 20. 18, that's what I was thinking of. Obviously the same as 48. So yeah, 20 more stitches. My brain, I tell ya. You guys, this is so cool. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for helping me reach my goals in stitching, and I hope you have a fantastic stitchy day. I will be back on Wednesday. I will be working on Friends by Lisbeth Gottschall, and we will go from there. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you on Wednesday.